Have we finally hit the wall?
Yeah. Actually, it seems all right now.
No, we haven't.
We're good.
This is Andrew Feather, one of the best climbers in the world. He has mastered the art of beating gravity and Pogačar as well.
With a pinch of salt. Yeah.
Whilst holding down a day job as a lawyer. But can he hold down an interview whilst riding intervals on Ruby? For no good reason. Today we're going to find out. Don't worry, Andrew, I do realise that this is a bit of an odd idea.
Yeah, no, this is quite funny. So you're basically going to ask me questions.
Yeah, so we're just going to do a ramp test basically. And I was watching Jennifer Lawrence the other day. She was on the hot ones.
Right.
And I thought, what is the cycling equivalent of this? So basically they do an interview eating spicier and spicier wings. And I thought, how can we recreate this? And I thought, who's the most like Jennifer Lawrence in the cycling world? And your name came up. So you're Jennifer Lawrence. The Ruby intervals are the hot wings.
Yeah.
And
sounds good.
yeah, right. Well, if you're ready, we'll go click start workout.
Yep.
And we'll see how this goes. Now, for those of you that don't know Andrew, he's a multi-time British national hill climb champion. I know you've been doing a lot with GCN as well, every time they need someone to go up a hill really fast.
Yep.
And then the other day, you made national news when you beat Tadej Pogačar in Slovenia at his own event.
Yep.
So tell us a bit about that.
So yeah, I think the story, there's a pinch of salt to it. It was a handicap race, so he started 7 minutes behind everyone. Mm-hmm. The rules of the ride were that he was supposed to catch everyone before the line.
Yeah.
And obviously I managed to escape, and I think I was around 3.5 minutes waiting on the line for him, so
fair.
Good margin. And he was about 3.5 minutes quicker than me overall. So very nice guy, very humble, nice to speak to. So yeah, it's good.
I guess it wasn't the best prep though for national hill climb champs, because that was a really short climb this year, wasn't it?
Yes, it's completely opposite to the national championships this year, which was a 2-minute climb. Now, me being a bit older, I feel much more comfortable on the longer climbs, and I still can create a margin on those longer climbs, but on the short climb, there's so many people in the mix kind of thing, and it often comes down to absolute pure power.
Yeah.
So a 2-minute climb, I still did, probably a power PB over the last, since I started riding the hill climbs, but at the end of the day, there's better riders coming through who are able to push that bigger power over that really short explosive period.
Yeah.
So hats off to them.
So what's next year looking like?
Next year is looking better in terms of length. It's a long climb, which I prefer. The only thing is it's a very fast climb, so aerodynamics are going to be a really important factor. I'm not a very aerodynamic rider.
I know you love out the saddle.
I can generate.
This is the longest I've seen you in the saddle.
Yeah. I seem to generate good power standing out the saddle, but being seated I really struggle. So I have a year to think how I can adapt the strategy to be more aerodynamic and still get the power down. So I don't know, maybe Pantini style riding the drops, riding out the saddle. So yeah, we'll have to find out.
He managed it, so.
He did, yeah.
Well, they probably don't copy everything he did.
No.
This bike, I've got to ask about it because it's looking very pretty. It's not a brand that I don't think many of our audience will be familiar with. So do you mind running us through like what it is?
Yes.
Well, and obviously how much it weighs.
This is a Sui bike, so made in Italy, and it's a unique monocoque build, which means that there are no lugs in the frame. Essentially, the whole frame is kind of one piece, so there's nothing glued together. Yeah. Which makes the bike feel really stiff, and at the same time, it's very light. I've got two versions. This is the Aqueous, which is the painted version of the frame, which is slightly heavier than the hill climb bike. And the Leve, which I rode in the hill climbs, is even lighter. So I think the frame weight for the Leve is around 630 grams. So very, very light. Complete build for the hill climbs was 5.4 kilos. For a disc brake bike, Dura-Ace Di2, incredible weight really. That's the same weight as what I had my previous rim brake bikes when I first started the hill climb scene kind of thing. So it just shows how much technology's come on.
Do you still have a soft spot for rim brake bikes?
I do, yeah, and I think, you know, there's still, most of the riders in the hill climb scene are still using rim brake bikes.
Yeah.
So Harry, who won a couple of weekends ago, he was on a 4.8 kilo rim brake bike, so it shows, you know, the top riders are still using them.
Yeah.
So they serve a purpose.
They live on.
They live on, yeah, yeah.
I guess next year when aero comes into it,
Yeah.
we might see less of the older rim brake bikes and more integrated everything.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, you know, the average speed on next year's climb, if it is going to be down in Porlock, is around 29, 30 kilometers an hour. So
Yeah.
it's really fast. I mean, it's verging on TT territory. So you might get a lot of guys who are good at TTs coming down, and
Yeah.
you know, you never know.
That'd be
They might.
interesting.
That's what I like about the hill climbs. Every year it changes. So next year it's likely to be a completely different top 10
Yeah.
to what it was this year, where the riders are really strong, explosive, whereas next year there'll be more pure climbers, or, you know, maybe it'll be more of a time trialist kind of thing. So it just makes it really interesting.
Right. We've gone up a notch. Well, mine has anyway.
Yep.
Are you sure your resistance is working? Because you're looking remarkably fresh still. What is your FTP out of interest?
I did this physiological testing with ex-university this year, and it was just over 400, they said. So,
Oh, dearie me.
which I suppose it's quite consistent with what I did on the Pogi challenge. I think I did
Yeah.
pretty much bang on 400 for the duration of about 45 minutes. So there's
That is bonkers.
there's a few downhills in there, so I lost a bit of average power. But
Yeah. And then I think what the really impressive thing about that is that cycling is not your full-time job. How can you possibly fit in enough training? How much training do you do?
I try to be sort of disciplined, doing around 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
So just whenever I've got a window, nipping out, but sometimes it doesn't work. It just depends really. I mean, like everyone's got, you know, lots of different commitments that conflict with cycling really. So you just got to try and seize the opportunity, I think, when you can, and be disciplined to do it really. So
Yeah. Well, I'm not that disciplined, and it's showing because I'm gonna blow up. Oh, way before you. Oh dear. I guess, is there any tips that you can give me, please, of what training I should be doing if I want to be fast on the bike?
fast on the bike or fast going uphill? Or...
I mean, I think if you want to be fast on the bike, you have to be fast on a hill.
Yeah.
Because like the group rides that I go on,
Yeah.
it kicks off on the hills.
Yeah.
Like that's where I get dropped from races. So
Yeah.
yeah, any advice to help me go up hills quicker?
I think, you know, it's kind of doing lots of intervals on the hill. So, you know, hill climbing is all about pacing and understanding what you're capable of and kind of just riding below that
Yeah.
until the end. So it's not going out too hard too early, because inevitably if you do blow, you're just going to hemorrhage time. So you've just got to control your effort really. So easier said than done.
He's not even breathing. Ah, God's sakes. And obviously we're in the northern hemisphere.
Yep,
It's getting pretty miserable outside.
it is.
Do you train outside all year round? Or
No, so I try and train outside most of the time, but
yeah,
obviously this time of year it is nice to do a bit of indoor training, and now I'm in complete off season, so essentially I'm eating as much as I like and just enjoying it. So indoor training is good in that you're able to do quite a hard session quite quickly. So if you haven't got a lot of time and you want to concentrate on other things, it's really perfect really. So whereas outside this time of year, you've got to put all the gear on, you've got all the gloves and the winter kit in itself, that takes probably
yeah, 100%.
20 minutes really. So
Washing the bike when you get back.
washing the bike.
Are you a bike washer,
I
or are you a
I
leave
def-
it until it really
I
needs
definitely
doing?
am a bit OCD about the bikes, keeping them clean, making sure they all look really nice, to the extent that, often I've just got loads of clean bikes in the garage, not used because I don't want to get them dirty.
Well, speaking of getting dirty, little birdie told me that you've been out mountain biking. So all of our off-road KOM's not going to be safe now as well.
I've never done any mountain biking before this weekend, and it was a project with Schwalbe and Torque that we go and take this prestigious Snowdon KOM,
Yeah.
which goes up from Llanberis, up, runs parallel with the railway. So it's a big leaderboard, 8,000 people, and we did a recce on Saturday. I did it with a friend who's a really good mountain biker, and he was all in fits of laughter watching me trying to get up these rocks,
I've noticed
falling
some
over,
scuffs to your
scratching
knee.
my legs. Yeah. But yeah, in the end we did really well, and we managed to get the KOM by 2.5 minutes. So.
Oh, it's generally my experience that once you get a KOM, it's out of reach. When I was younger, like, we live in a fairly similar area.
Yeah.
And I think you have stolen most of the KOMs around here. I only had 1 or 2, but once, if I see that notification that says Andrew Feather stole it, then it's not really worth going back out and trying, to be honest.
I don't know. I think you got to back yourself, because so many KOMs are kind of weather and wind orientated now, kind of thing. So, if you look at the forecast and you get for me, including myself, if you get a decent tailwind and you go and have a crack at a sort of, a long-standing KOM, I think it's within anyone's reach, really. So
Yeah.
which makes it fun. Makes it part of the fun, really.
I mean, I think I'm overcoming some sort of physiological disadvantage as well. Like, we're doing the same session and I am cooked. And we were meant to be doing this until you couldn't answer anymore. And well, I think we'd be here for hours. What are your favourite climbs in the world that you've ever ridden? Or any that you'd really like to ride?
Favourite climbs in the world? I think, when I went up to Scotland a few years ago, I did Bilac na Bar, which was an incredible climb in itself, but we just had absolutely perfect weather conditions.
Yeah.
It's 25 degrees, it's sunny, you had amazing pristine views all across the sky and the Outer Hebrides. It's absolutely amazing. I don't think, if we went back, certainly wouldn't have those conditions again. And
Yeah.
I went, I did a really good ride and took the KOM and did a good power and stuff. So yeah, it was pleasing.
So what's next? Focusing on next year's national.
I think
hill
just
climb.
like enjoying a bit of downtime, really. Like, the hill climb season's so short.
Yeah.
It's quite pressurised, dragging the family all over the country. They need a rest as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice just to spend some time with them, or more time with them, and not have to think about riding uphill as fast as I can. Take my hat off to the professionals who do such a rigid diet and training for such a long period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, the
It's
race
so
season's
hard.
getting longer and longer
It
these
is,
days
and
as well.
In comparison to what they do, it's nothing. But I already find those 6 weeks of what I do intense.
Yeah.
Put that for the whole year.
Yeah.
You can see why some people burn out.
Yeah, we're seeing quite a lot of people like sort of retiring at 28 or 30 on numbers like that, which I think riders used to go longer, but now because the level's so high, I guess.
It's just so high and it's so professional, and I suppose you've got to keep the enjoyment of riding a bike, and I think as soon as someone loses that, whether it be a professional or an amateur,
Yeah.
it gets much harder.
You lose your motivation.
You lose the motivation and everything goes downhill. So I think as long as you keep that enjoyment and have the breaks that you need, I think you can have a long and sustainable career.
Yeah.
I'm now 41 in a couple of weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I've still done well this year and sort of, got peak power numbers on certain durations. That shows that,
Yeah.
you can go for a long time if you keep fit. Although, having said that, this is, it's sorry.
Have we finally hit the wall?
Actually, he's all right now.
No, we haven't.
We're good.
I think that was more distraction than...
The one thing I haven't done actually, which is interesting, I've never done these interval workouts on Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever ridden sort of, courses and climbs
Yeah.
at my own pace. So maybe it's something I can use this year, and doing a bit of structure.
I know that there's all the little Trek workouts.
Yeah.
Visma Lisa Bike also
Yeah.
put some of their favourite sessions up.
Exactly. So maybe it'll help shift those 10 kilos that I put on over the next 4 weeks.
No, I know that for a rider like you that does so much analysis, like I think by this point you know what training you need to do to be fast.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of us that don't necessarily have that idea of what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And therefore, like, the structured workouts are a bit of a lifesaver.
It's funny actually, I've used Ruby this year to do a lot of heat training.
Oh yeah.
So pretty much all my Ruby rides have been with this huge heat suit to try and sweat as much as possible. And it's incredible how much fluid you lose just through sweat, really. Like, yeah, it's quite interesting. So I certainly did that for the longer climbs this year. I think that was, you know, power PB on that Pogi challenge. Maybe it was because of the heat training.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was certainly helped, I think. So. Oh, that's me done.
Finally.
Yeah.
If you like this kind of content, then please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for lots more bike stuff, and we'll see you next time.